Hello, I'm Samantha Crawford, and this is my overview of the ESOL program at my school. The beginning process, upon enrollment into any school within our district, each student is required to complete a home language survey. Then it's recommended that the school have interviews with the student or the family to determine if they are in need of services. The initial assessment of English proficiency is determined by WAP WIDA model or WIDA screener online, and that has to be complete within the first 30 days of enrollment. And then if the student enrolls during the middle of the school year, it has to be done in the first 10 days that they are in the school. The WIDA screener online is used with grades 1 through 12, and the WIDA model is used for kindergarten and first semester first graders. ESOL teachers in my county, we are the largest county in my state, and we service 17 schools. There are 6 high schools, 2 middle schools, and 9 elementary schools that are all K through 8 schools. We have 1 countywide ESOL teacher and 3 countywide EL instructional aides. The ESOL teacher has a background in teaching EL students and is endorsed. And the 3 countywide instructional aides, they should have some educational experience, but it does not have to be English learner specific. And then the EL school committee is used as needed. So if a school has a new student who is an English language learner, then the school would create a committee to be a problem-solving team for this student. The EL students. School-wide, we have 12 EL students, and all of these students have exited the EL program and or are being monitored. Countywide, there are 144 students who are considered to be EL students or who have moved out of the EL program, and there are only 2.9% of students who are considered EL students countywide. The standardized assessments that we use, students are tested annually using the Access for ELL standardized test, and a composite score of 4.8 is required to exit the EL program. ESOL teachers. Countywide ESOL teacher uses the pull-out to service the EL students countywide. She tries to visit each of these students at least every 2 weeks. In severe cases, or with students that are just entering the program that may need extra support, an EL instructional aide will be assigned to these students, and they will be used as a co-teacher or in the push-in method. And we currently have 3 EL instructional aides in our county, but they would hire more as needed on a grant basis for students who might need extra support within the classroom. And then the general education teachers support EL students by labeling, using targeted vocabulary, cooperative learning, vocabulary clues or pictures, and by using cultural activities to make these students feel more safe and more involved with other students in their class. The ESOL teacher and the general education teacher collaborate by creating an individual English language plan for each student in the EL program. So together, these teachers and the EL committee, they would create an individual plan for each student so that they have the best learning experience possible. And there also might be a PST committee or a problem-solving team that would be involved in helping this student. And at my school or in our county, we have PSTs for any student that is below benchmark. So if a student is failing they would have a problem-solving team, and that would consist of the teacher, of whose class they are failing, the vice principal, the principal, and other teachers who may have a specialty in that area. Exiting the ESOL program and entering the monitoring stage, students who make an overall proficiency level of 4.8 on access for ELLs will exit the EL program, and they will be monitored for 4 years. From 1 year of monitoring, the ESOL teacher and the general education teacher communicate for functioning every 9 weeks, and then for the remainder of the monitoring period, the ESOL teacher and the general education teacher communicate every semester. And what they're doing during this monitoring period is just they're communicating with the general education teacher to make sure that these students are being successful within their classroom, and just making sure that they're continuing to make progress. Okay, so some commonly used terms. ESOL is English for Speakers of Other Languages. ESL is English as a Second Language. TESOL is Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. ELL is English Language Learner. EL is English Learner. LEP is Limited English Proficient. Some more commonly used terms. TPC is Testing Participation Committee. L1 is the student's native language. L2 is the student's second language. ELP is English Language Proficiency. ELD is English Language Development. And then access for ELLs is a standardized base criterion referenced English Language Proficiency test, assesses social and instructional English as well as language associated with language arts, mathematics, science, and social studies within the school context across the 4 language domains. So the access is the test that students are required to take to move out of the EL program. SIOP is Sheltered Instruction Observation Protocol, and WIDA is a organization that offers a comprehensive research-based system of language standards, assessments, professional learning, and educator assistance. And then the resources I got from the ALSDE English Learner Guidebook, and that can be found on the Alabama State Department website, and then from WIDA, and that can be found on the WIDA website. Thank you.